When it comes to Netflix gaming, I feel like that kombucha girl. Like, Netflix gaming is awesome. But then I hear something and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But then I get sucked back in, and then something else turns me off. And then I find myself being fully invested again. This week's story fully brought me back on board.
Are you listening?
Welcome back to the Nerf Report. My name is Bryant. And before we dive into today's show, do me a favor. Hit that like button, and if it's your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. The Nerf Report is quickly becoming one of the leading outlets for all things cloud gaming, and we are posting awesome videos twice a day, and trust me when I say this, you do not want to miss out on any of that. Like today's story, which technically isn't cloud gaming related, as Netflix's current flirtatious dive into gaming still requires installs. But despite that, I still stand by the fact that I think Netflix in goal is a cloud gaming platform where you can play their games on television, streaming sticks, or literally any device that you own. And recently, there has been a huge amount of Netflix gaming news that starts to lay out the groundwork of what we can expect from the gaming platform. In fact, just last week, Netflix announced the acquisition of the Roald Dahl Story Company for $500 million. Notably, this is on top of the already $1 billion that Netflix reportedly paid for animation rights for 16 Roald Dahl works. And at this point of the video, judging by your age, you probably have multiple questions. How does this have anything to do with gaming? Who the hell is Roald Dahl? Netflix is making video games? How does this have anything to do with video games? Well, during their announcement, Netflix wrote, "The Roald Dahl Story Company and Netflix are joining forces to bring some of the world's most loved stories to current and future fans in creative new ways. This acquisition builds on the partnership we started 3 years ago to create a slate of animated TV series. These projects opened our eyes to a much more ambitious venture, the creation of a unique universe across animated and live-action films and TV, publishing games, immersive experiences, live theater, consumer products, and more." Sorry, just 1 second. I'm checking to see if I had Roald Dahl video games on my 2021 bingo card, and no, I didn't. Now, for those of you that are still unaware of who Roald Dahl is, you're probably more familiar with their work, as the Roald Dahl Story Company is home to stories like Matilda, the BFG, the Fantastic Mr. Fox, Willy Wonka, James and the Giant Peach, and the Witches. And again, this kind of goes back to the appealing nature of Netflix games. Video games are exploding in popularity, and they have quickly become one of the fastest growing mediums for storytelling. So now, Netflix can reintroduce a new generation of audiences to these fantastic stories through video games. Plus, Netflix is positioning themselves to say, hey, you just finished watching Willy Wonka, are you interested in trying out the game? Further entrenching their audience's time into the Netflix ecosystem. And with all of this new content, Netflix is going to need some very skilled developers to lend their hands when it comes to making these games a reality. And Netflix is doing just that, as this week Netflix announced the acquisition of Night School Studios, marking the first game studio to be acquired by Netflix. Now, Night School Studio, of course, is the team behind the really awesome game Oxenfree, and Sean Krenkel of Night School Studio commented on the acquisition by saying, "It's a surreal honor to be the first game studio to join Netflix. Not only do we get to keep doing what we do, how we like to do it, but we get a front row seat on the biggest entertainment platform in the world. The Netflix team has shown the utmost care to protecting our studio's culture and creative vision. We'll keep making Oxenfree too, and we'll keep cooking up new game worlds." Which is really a positive thing to hear, and perhaps comments like this will lead to more studios entertaining the idea of Netflix acquiring their studios. In fact, Mike Verdu, Netflix VP of Game Development, made it clear Netflix is just getting started, as in the blog post announcing this acquisition, he stated, "We'll continue working with developers around the world and hiring the best talent in the industry to deliver a great collection of exclusive games designed for every kind of gamer and any level of play." Which there is a lot to unpack there. I mean, number one, exclusives? Mike Verdu stated, "Netflix is fully planning on bringing only on Netflix experiences to Netflix gaming. And the second big takeaway is the line games designed for every kind of gamer and any level of play, which leads me to believe that the mobile experience that we've seen on Netflix gaming so far is just for testing. And Netflix has plans to fully open the floodgates with an awesome library of video games. And I, for one, hope that we won't be waiting too long to try it out. In fact, Netflix has already started to make the service available in new countries, with Netflix games expanding their test markets to Spain and Italy. And Netflix is also adding additional games to the test, with new images on Twitter revealing games like Teeter Up and Card Blast, joining the likes of Stranger Things 3 the game and Stranger Things 1984. And again, I cannot stress this enough. This is just a test. This is not the Netflix gaming final product. In fact, the only thing we really know is what Netflix has already confirmed. Netflix gaming will feature no ads, no in-app purchases, and games will be included with your Netflix membership. Until I get my hands on it, anything outside of that is just speculation. But that, of course, is just my opinion. What do you all think? Are you excited about these announcements from Netflix? Which Roald Dahl story do you think they should adapt into a video game first? Plus, bonus question, which studio do you think Netflix will pursue next? Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section down below. Hey, thanks again for checking out our channel. If you like what you saw and you want to see more content just like it, which who wouldn't, hit the subscribe button right there. And while you're down there, hit the like button. Maybe even consider becoming a Nerf Report best friend, just like the people listed down below did. In fact, don't you want to see your name there? I know I do.